Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Big Frog's 4x4. Today, we're going to be putting a exhaust system on this 2017 Dodge Ram. It's the Corsa exhaust. Now, this exhaust installation could go pretty much the same on almost any aftermarket exhaust, but this is specific to this exhaust. It's just kind of a follow-along guide on how to install it. Now, I opened the top flap, and I have not removed the exhaust yet, and I'm all bundled up because it's like 15 degrees in the garage right now. It's cold, so you might be seeing some of my breath. But this is the exhaust that we're going to be installing. Got some instructions and sticker on the cover there. Looks very well packaged. We have some, wow, really well packaged clamps. Tips. Keep those in the package and keep them from getting scratched up. And let's see, here it is. The muffler. One pipe. Two pipe. Three pipe. And I believe, other than the muffler, that is all that is in this box. Other than very well sealed foam packaging. Yep, that looks like that's it. We have single in and dual out. Like I said in other videos, you want to check and make sure that you have all the parts listed here. You do not want to start assembling and cutting off your old exhaust to find out you're missing pieces. So you have your bag of clamps, and it looks like you have a total of 6 different parts. So we have our bag of clamps, check. We have our 2 tailpipes, or 2 tips, and I know we have those. We have 2 long pipes and 1 short pipe. I got those, and we have our muffler. So make sure you go over your parts list and make sure you have everything you need. According to the instructions, all we're going to need is safety glasses, 15mm socket, a 3/8 ratchet, a grommet puller. That's going to be to get your exhaust hangers out. And I showed you in the Banks exhaust, the exhaust pliers that you can buy. They're like $20 or $25. I'll put a link in the description down below for those. You'll need a torque wrench and a soapy water solution, and that's so you can soak down your hangers and press them out. First thing instructions say to do is remove both of your clamps for your stock tailpipes. And they are very rusty, so I don't know if they're going to unbolt. At least the upper one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up having to cut off. But we're going to try to get this lower one off. I'm trying to work around the camera here. Yeah, there's nothing left of that nut up here. So we're going to take a cutoff wheel and cut this clamp and get that off, because that is completely round and it's completely rusted off. Now, because there's tension on that, you'll normally hear that clamp when you get all the way through snap loose. Then you're going to want to probably do the same thing to the other clamp, because chances are, well, I'm looking at right now, there is nothing left of that. It's completely rusted. I'm not going to get any socket on that to bite. Next, I want you to remove the hanger from the tailpipe on the passenger side. Then you'll work it free from the muffler and then work it out towards the rear of the vehicle. It's a little frozen up. I didn't think about soapy water being down here in the cold garage and freezing. Oops! Slide that forward a little bit. Looks like I'm going to have to come off of these hangers. These are shorter, so it looks like it's going to have to come off of the truck upper hanger mount first before you can get it off the tailpipe. And then there's two of them, so it looks like we're going to have to work it back and forth. There we go. We'll kind of see if we can wiggle that around some and work it loose in the tailpipe, in the muffler. It might take a little extra tappity tapping or something here to get it out. Now just work it around some here. Here in the Rust Belt, nothing ever is easy as it would normally be in the instructions. There we go. Just kind of work it up and out. Now the driver's side tailpipe has a set of two hangers. It has one here and one here. So we're going to have to spray those both with soap and get them worked out. Come on. I might have to get out something else to spray these with. As you can see in the camera there, my soapy water is slush. Darn it. Come on. You can do it. I got a little bit out. And then once again, these upper hangers are shorter than the tailpipe hangers. So it's going to be easier to get them off of these first and then take it off the tailpipe. Okay, and we'll come up here to the upper one on this side. I'm telling you, if you don't have these exhaust hanger pliers, oh, I couldn't imagine doing this without it. Okay, we're just going to kind of work this around and kind of work it out of the muffler. You feel it getting more loose. It's almost out. There we go. Alright, for the sake of trying to save myself some battery time and stuff on the camera, this also is a 15 millimeter. This one was not rusted off, so I was able to get it loose with a ratchet. And we're going to, hopefully, get this muffler wiggled around and got it off. I might still just cut this clamp off completely because it gives it a lot more wiggle room. And once you have that loose, the muffler has two clamps on the exit side, or two hangers, I'm sorry, on the exit side, that once again, it'd be easier to remove the hanger that's on the body, not the hanger on the muffler, because you can see here how much closer it is to pushing it off. In this case, if you're going to take the muffler off the hanger, you're going to have to push it all the way back and try to push it out once it hits that stop right there. So just remove it from up here at the top, and then take the hangers off the muffler once you have the muffler out. Okay, once you have those hangers off the rear of the muffler, once again, you're going to wiggle and jiggle and push towards the rear with your hand. And you should be able to wiggle it off. You got the clamp loose enough. It looks like it's going. Put the water inside of there. There we go. The muffler is off. Now, Corsa includes everything you need in the kit, all your clamps, but it also includes a packet, so be very careful. It also includes anti-seize that it requires you to use. If I can get it out of there. So make sure you don't throw this packaging away, because it includes some anti-seize. Now, with that anti-seize, they want you to apply it. They want you to apply it to the threads of all of your clamps. So you're going to want to push this in and apply anti-seize to each of those threads. And then only to the clamp threads. Instructions are very bold in their instructions. You apply it only to the threads of the clamps. It also says you must use a torque wrench to torque these down. So when we get to that point, I'll get the torque wrench out and I'll tell you what the torque spec and everything is according to the instructions. Now you want to install the new Corsa muffler on. There's a hole at the bottom. And the Corsa muffler has two holes to drain water out. There's one drilled here and one at the opposite end. You make sure that they're pointing down. And you can make sure you slide your large clamp. There's only one large clamp in the pack. The large clamp onto your muffler before you slide it on here. Have that loosely installed. Says the instructions say these should be lined vertically, up and down. So make sure they're vertical, and then just very gently, very slightly tighten the clamp. And you want the clamp at 90 degrees from the slit that's in the muffler. Your top pipe going to the driver's side would be the one with the dual clamps, just like the factory muffler had. So we're going to slide our hangers for the muffler for this pipe on here. And that's going to cross over to the other side. And I forgot to grab my clamp. So, put this on here. Got it on there loose, so I go grab my clamp. Okay, that's just on there loose. Now we're going to come over to the driver's side to install the other pipe. Don't forget to put your clamp on. Now with your tailpipe loosely in place, basically you slide everything together, install your hangers. A rubber mallet can usually help to kind of hammer those over their little rubber stubs, the metal stubs that makes them help them go on. Nothing is clamped in tight, it is all loose. That way you can do your fine adjustment of your tips through the rest of the pipe. And same with their hangers up there at the front pipe for their muffler. You know, slide them all the way back on the tailpipe hangers, and then press the muffler up, and then tap those on with the rubber mallet onto the frame mounts at the top. Now there's a little more room on the passenger side, so hopefully I can get this recorded and the camera won't be in the way for me to get it in. But again, coming from the rear of the vehicle, you make sure you have your clamp on. Fish your pipe up through. Got our hanger here. Install that. And line up our tailpipe with the muffler. Hopefully get this to slide over the muffler here. That one's a little bit more of a tighter fit. You gotta wiggle it around. I'm gonna bring this up here. I'm going to use a hammer to install this one because it's what's close. And he's going to install that to when it's past the raised metal ledges of the hangers. Now remember, don't have any of your clamps tight at this point because you're going to have to do some little maybe wiggling and stuff around for the tailpipes to be attached and make it look good and straight out the back. Now, all of your clamps are to be just snug, just enough that there's no play in any of the clamps, but you can still rotate. You don't want any like large movement. The slot that's in each of your pipes, make sure that your clamp is 90 degrees from that. It's either on this side or that side of your slit. You'll make sure it's 90 degrees from the slit in the pipe. And like I said, do not fully tighten them at this point. Just snug them up to the point where they're just enough where you can move them. Now, I'm going to lower the vehicle down to where I can look straight at the tailpipes, at the tips. And I want to move and tighten the pipe, each clamp, so that the pipes, the tips on the end of the vehicle are even and lined up the same. Now, starting at the front of the muffler, you want to torque each of the clamps to 45 pound-feet. So 45 pound-feet. Start the muffler, then check your tailpipe alignment at your tips. And then torque your ones at the front of the muffler and check your tips. And each stage, as you torque, make sure that nothing moves after you torqued it. If you have a second person, it'd be good to have them stand at the back of the vehicle. And as you torque it, have them watch it. Make sure none of your tips move. Make sure your gaps are all good at the back. 45 pound-feet. All right, I'm going to check the tip alignment. All right, my driver's side came up a little bit, so I'm going to adjust it down before I tighten the next clamp. Okay, we'll check our tip, and we're just going to have to do this for each one all the way back. Once you have your pipes nice and straight, and turn how you want them. Now you can remove the plastic film that's over your pipes. I leave that on through the entire install. It helps protect from scratching these up at all if you bump into anything. If you're installing them and you bump them into the muffler or something, it keeps them from getting scratched up. So I leave that on to the last minute. And I'll cut that off. Make sure you get it all off because you don't want it noting to the tip or anything and being all nasty. And that's installing the Corsa catback exhaust on a 2017 Dodge Ram. Pretty much that's all there is to it. It's not that hard. I'm pretty confident you can do all of this with jack and jack stands on the ground. There was no reason any of this wouldn't fit out of the vehicle with it being on the ground. You might even be able to do it without jacking it up. But for camera reasons, it's easier to get a camera underneath the vehicle if it's up in the air. So I put it up in the air. Thanks for watching Big Frogs 4x4. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell down there if you want notified of each video as it comes out. And as always, God bless.